Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Straight Fire Picks. Best bets for NFL week number 4 on Sunday, October 3rd, 2021. My name is Steve, and we're going to have 6 picks here for you today. 6. 2 spreads, 2 over-unders, and 2 player props that I really like for Sunday that I think have a great shot at coming in. As always, just want to thank you all for your support on the channel. If you are new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We're trying to hit 650 subscribers here by the end of the week. Special announcement, we have another live stream coming up on Monday Night Football, October 4th, beginning at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time again. That'll be for the game between the Chargers and the Raiders. So looking forward to that. Without further ado, let's get into our Comet Cappers section from the last episode. This is from week number 3. Had some great call-outs in the chat, so I just want to review those. We had Gloria K. once again sweeping the chat, going 2-0. She made 2 calls, and she hit on both of them. So we had the Saints money line, which I also had, and she had the Bengals +3. So hit on both of those. So 2-0 for Gloria. Then we had Gotta Get the Bag calling out Cardinals -7.5. That one cashed as well. Cardinals won the game 31-19, so well done there. And we also had Wilkie coming in with a player prop bet. Josh Allen over 268 passing yards, -114 odds. We'd love to see it. Great stuff in the chat, guys. Great hits in the chat. We'd love to see that. As far as our results, last week we went 2-3 total. We hit 2+ lines, so it wasn't that bad. So we lost a little bit less than a unit. We had the Saints money line versus the Patriots. Cash that. We had the Chargers team total over 12.5 versus the Chiefs. Line actually lowered to 10.5 prior to game time, so I was like, don't mind if I do. That one cashed as well. Chargers went into Kansas City and won. I think I made mention of that as well. They put the Chiefs on upset alert. I was talking about it at least to my friends. I don't know if I can't remember if I mentioned it in the video or not. Then we had the Lions team total over 20 points for the game. It was close. Didn't quite come in. Lions actually played really good. Should have won that game. Much lower scoring affair than I think that people thought. Lions finished the game with 17. Then we had the Raiders covering a 3.5. Raiders won by 3. So I missed on that one. And then we had the Bucs covering a 1.5. The Rams just outplayed them really start to finish. So what can you do? We move on. We're going to get after it this week, though. We're going to chase 6-0. We'll see what happens. Obviously, I'm confident in these picks. I want to get 6-0. But we'd be also pretty happy with 4-2, 5-1 as well. So let's get after it. Let's get into these picks. At number 1, we are going with the Los Angeles Rams -4.5 spread versus the Cardinals at -106 odds. So obviously the Rams coming off that great performance versus the Bucs where Matthew Stafford really outdueled Tom Brady, was absolutely sensational. You could put Matthew Stafford right now in the MVP candidate race. He's got 942 yards, 9 touchdowns, 1 interception in just 3 games. He's been absolutely sensational. Rams winning that game by double digits there. The Cardinals on their side, I fear that the Cardinals could be a little bit one-dimensional in this game. Rams pretty decent against the run. They're 11th against the run. And the Cardinals have an okay rushing team. They got James Conner and Chase Edmonds, committee formation there. And obviously Kyler Murray, but their strength so far this year has been in the past. So could end up being a little one-dimensional here on the road, which is not going to be good for Kyler at all. Additionally, the Rams have won 8 straight versus the Cardinals. They've covered the -4.5 in 8 straight as well. So, I'm riding this trend because to me the Rams are only better right now than in years past. We're looking at Matthew Stafford versus Jared Goff, right? Matthew Stafford right now a big upgrade at quarterback for the Rams in a good system. I'm actually really happy for him. I'm a Lions fan. He played on the Lions for years and he's having great success. I'm really happy for him. As far as for the Cardinals as well, they were honestly pretty unimpressive the last 2 weeks in particular. They won the game 34-33 over the Vikings 2 weeks ago. Vikings missed a field goal at the end, so easily should have lost that. Last week they won 31-19 over the Jags. I'd say that was the Jags' best-looking game of the year. I've talked to a lot of people about that. Jags had the lead in the second half. Lawrence threw a pick 6, and honestly, Jags had a shot at that game for a while. So. Yeah, I know it's 1 week, but this is the last 2 weeks now. The Cardinals, they're 3-0. You got to give them credit for that. They're not a bad team, but on the road here against the Rams, tough task. Murray, like I said, in these last 2 weeks, 3 touchdowns, three interceptions in his last 2 weeks. As far as his career versus the Rams, he's 74 out of 126, 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 58.7% completions versus the Rams, 13 rushes, 46 yards. So he really struggles to get it going against this Rams team. He has in the past, for sure, in his 4 games versus the Rams. So I honestly don't. I think he's got a tough task here. I think he may play better in this game than he has in years past, but Stafford's definitely going to outdo him. And I think the Rams 4.5 is just really speaking to me this week. So take it there for your number 1 pick. Rams minus 4.5 spread versus the Arizona Cardinals at minus 106 odds. Okay, and at number 2, we are rolling with the Buffalo Bills over 2 touchdowns in the first half versus the Texans at plus 106 odds. So I honestly love this bet. I think at the very minimum, we get a push on this. I don't think there's any way the Texans keep the Bills out of the end zone twice in the first half. I think the Bills easily score at least 2 in the first half. Good shot at getting 3. So that's why I love this bet. I love the push equity. Don't take this at 2.5. 2 is why I love the value. You have push equity here at 2, and I think there's no way the Bills don't get 2. The offense right now is on fire, coming off that performance versus the Washington football team. Supposed to have a decent defense at least, and Allen absolutely lit them up. 32 out of 43, 358 yards, 5 total touchdowns for Josh Allen. Looking in prime MVP form. That's what we want to see. Obviously, 3 touchdowns there in the first half. Last week, they had 2 the week before versus the Dolphins. Like I said, that push equity. All together in the year, they're 1-1-1. But, that week 1 versus the Steelers, that was against a tough defense. So I think you're not going to be able to stop Josh Allen. You're just not going to be able. The Bills are at home. Josh Allen obviously loves playing at home. And as far as that Texans defense, they are not setting a very high standard. They're 22nd versus the pass. They're 18th versus the run. And they haven't even really gotten tested. They've played Zach Wilson. They've played, Sam Darnold's improved. And they've played Baker, who, Baker's pretty good, but nothing like Josh Allen. So get ready. The Bills were 3rd last year in first half points per game, which obviously takes something from that. They were 5-3-3 in last 11 versus this line, so they scored at least 3 touchdowns in 5 of those 11. And like I said, we got a push on 3 of them and a loss on 3 of them. So, I love the matchup. This is why I want to take it this week, right? We got the right matchup. So, I love it there for a number 2 pick. Take it there. Bills over 2 touchdowns in the first half versus the Texans at plus 106 odds. Okay, and at number 3, we are rolling with the under 50.5 points in the Panthers-Cowboys game at minus 110 odds. So a few reasons, obviously, why I really like this. Obviously, we have the Panthers' number 1 defense coming into this game. Right now, on a historic pace, they've been playing absolutely phenomenal. Just allowing 191 yards per game, so they've been absolutely phenomenal. And as far as for the Cowboys side, we talk about how bad their defense typically is, but they've actually improved so far this year under Dan Quinn, new coordinator. Cowboys giving up are 13th in the NFL in points per game right now on defense. That's not bad at all. They're in the top half of football in points per game. And honestly, that's after a week 1 versus Tampa where, Tampa put up like 30. So obviously the Cowboys D here settling in a bit. I like that. As far as also for, the Panthers. Panthers have always been playing low-scoring games to start the year. 33 points in 3 straight games for the Panthers. 33 in every game, which is just a crazy... I actually can't believe that. Like, what are the odds of that happening, right? The Panthers obviously 3-0 to this underline. The Cowboys are 1-2. But like I said, I just don't... I think the under has a significant advantage here. The under is 4-2 between the 2 teams on the year. So I do like that. And like I said, the Panthers defense is going to be able to slow Dak Prescott down. That's really the key because I don't see the Panthers putting up a ton of points, especially with Christian McCaffrey injured. He will not be playing, so that's a huge loss for the Panthers on offense. So definitely looking for that under to cash. So take it right there for your number 3 pick. Under 50.5 points in the Panthers-Cowboys game at minus 110 odds. Okay, and at number 4, we are going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 6.5 spread versus the New England Patriots at minus 115 odds. So we got Tom Brady's return to Foxborough here. This is a big deal, obviously, for him think he's going to have a lot of extra motivation here coming back to his old stomping grounds. Obviously, 20 years there in New England for Tom Brady. He's going to be ready to play in this game, no doubt. He's got knowledge of the system. He's got knowledge of the defense. Obviously, practiced against it for 20 years. On the flip, you could say the same for Bill Belichick. He knows who Tom Brady is, just like everyone in New England as well. But as far as the matchups between Belichick and his pupils, they don't go the greatest. Normally, his pupils get the best of him, or at least have a pretty decent record against him. Belichick 12-13 against a former assistant player. As far as being a head coach. But Brady to me is like a coach on the field, right? Tom Brady is like the ultimate pupil, is how I look at it. He's going to know all of Belichick's tendencies, and he got the best of Belichick, by leaving. He proved it. He went out and won a Super Bowl, and New England was not that great last year. So it made Brady look a little bit smarter. So I think in this sequence, Brady to me is just going to be a little bit ahead of Belichick. Belichick, pushing 70 years old. Is it a big deal? Yes. I'll take the 45-year-old quarterback as far as that brain over the 70-year-old brain. It's just the way it is. It's not a knock on. It's just the way biology is. It's not a knock on Belichick. Belichick's a great coach, but Brady's just a mastermind on the field. He is, and I think he's a better mastermind than Belichick, to be honest with you. And as far as the talent, the talent on both sides, there's a huge discrepancy in talent in this game. Obviously, Tampa is loaded, and New England is not. New England's still semi-rebuilding. It's hard to say what New England is. New England's 1-2 on the season. 2 home losses already. I think they're about to make it a third. Right now, to me, it's like they just don't have the explosive talent on offense to compete with a team like the Bucs. They don't. And Mac Jones, it's like, if he's going to compete in a game like this, he's going to need a good running game to back him, and he doesn't have that currently with the current setup he's got with his running backs and going up against Tampa's defense. Tampa Bay 4th against the run. So they're not going to be able to establish the run on the Bucs, and it's just going to make life really hard on Mac Jones. He's just not ready to air it out on this defense that he would typically be able to, take advantage of, because Tampa Bay does not have a great pass defense right now. We saw Stafford light him up. But Mac Jones isn't that guy yet. Mac Jones is not Matthew Stafford. Mac Jones is not ready to make those big-time throws. He will be, I think, at some point, but not yet. So take it there for your number 4 pick. Tampa Bay Buccaneers -6.5 spread versus the Patriots at -115 odds. Okay, and at number 5, we are getting into some player props here. We are rolling with Sam Darnold over 24.5 completions versus the Dallas Cowboys at -108 odds. So the over 24.5 for completions has happened in all 3 games versus the Cowboys, right? We got 32, 31, 25. Tom Brady, Justin Herbert, and Jalen Hurts all accomplished this line. I think Sam Darnold's going to have a great chance to do it, obviously. Darnold's been like fringe on this bet just about every game. 24, 26, 23. So technically he's 1-2 versus it, but that doesn't really tell the whole story here because we don't have any Christian McCaffrey this game, which to me is kind of a big deal as far as in the running game. Obviously, now you could say the value of Christian McCaffrey in the passing game. That would be a fair point. But I think the loss that they're getting as far as in the running game with Christian McCaffrey is obviously going to open it up here for Darnold to throw the football down the field. And the Cowboys obviously are not good versus the pass, but they're pretty good against the run. So that's the other thing you got to consider in this matchup. They're going to be able to stop that run there of the Panthers, especially without CMC. Cowboys are 6th this year against the run. So I really like, Darnold, his usage to go up here, his throws to go up here, and him to be able to push the ball down the field against a mediocre at best pass defense of the Cowboys. Not even mediocre, they're just bad. So take it there for your number 5 pick, Sam Darnold, over 24.5 completions at -108 odds. Okay, and finally at number 6, we got Jalen Hurts, over 235.5 passing yards versus the Kansas City Chiefs at -114 odds. I honestly expect this line to move up, especially given, so far this season, the start of the season for the Chiefs on defense. Pass defense, run defense, they've been terrible all the way around. Hurts is 2 out of 3 versus this line so far to start the year. He's eclipsed over 235 yards in 2 out of his 3 games. And the Chiefs have given up over 235 passing yards in 3 out of 3. So a total of 5-1 versus this line between the two, which is what I like to see. The Chiefs altogether 23rd against the pass. They're terrible against the run. You could also look at Eagles rushing props as well. I don't mind those for this game as well. But what I really liked here that really got me is the Eagles are going to be playing from behind, I believe, in this game. The Chiefs are 1-2, but don't let that fool you into thinking that Mahomes isn't going to be able to light it up here. It's just not realistic for the Eagles to be able to hold the Chiefs down. The Chiefs are a great football team. They're going to be in the conversation for the Super Bowl. They've had a few bad performances. That happens. It's football. But at the end of the day, I think they're going to win. And they're definitely going to win here in Philly. By how much, I'm not sure. But I think Hurts is going to be playing from behind. So he's going to have to throw the football. And he's going to have success doing it, to be honest with you. And Jalen Hurts, year over year, as far as, from last year to this year, has definitely made improvements in the passing game. The fact that he's hit this line in 2 games already shows that, right? So he's capable. So he's definitely capable of getting this done. So take it right there. Jalen Hurts over 235.5 pass yards versus the Chiefs at minus 114 odds. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for our picks for today. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We're trying to reach 650 subscribers here by the end of the week. Again, we have that special Monday Night Football live stream starting at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday, October 4th, 2021 for the game between the Chargers and Raiders. So hope to catch you all at that. Other than that, guys, that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we will catch you next time. Peace out.